Hey, so we're making our first bit of camera hardware today, and it's a jib, and we just made our first measurements, and we're actually going to get ready to do our first cut, and we have measured twice. We want to make that perfectly clear that this was measured twice, 2 times. At the seam a little bit there. I give it a little bit of leeway.
So what we want to do, I'll try to bend it at the bottom part, because we don't want to bend this part more. Okay, like that, there we go. I'm getting it round. Okay, so why don't we take that and see what you get.
You can kind of see, I think what happened is that we hit our bend point pretty well here. This is actually the point that we had marked, and then on this side maybe we didn't hit it quite as well. The marking's actually kind of gone, so we can't really tell, but I think that's why we have it a little bit shorter. But it's not going to be an issue because we'll just take it off, cut it off at the top, and make sure that we can get it even so it looks pretty. Safety first. So this hole, which Coty so expertly drilled, is to place on top of the tripod so that when we, I can actually pull this off here, that when we put it in here, this is going to sit on top of the tripod so that we can get a spin action. The hole is actually the teensiest bit off, but it's really not going to matter because we're going to make it work.
I think it's not going to matter because I think all of our measurements are going to be off, which is going to make it perfect in the end.
I think our next step is we're going to drill holes into this piece of metal right here. If we did our calculations correct, this is going to attach to the tripod with that somehow. And we need a hole for it. Alright, I'm going to try and measure the hole, where the hole is drilled, so when we go back to re-drill it, the other side, we can try and get close.
So the next thing we're going to do is we got to drill a hole through the tripod connecting piece that corresponds with these holes here, so that we can get it hooked on right there, and we get a correct movement of momentum. Awesome. I don't know words. It's always good to have a cool metal when you're drilling. That's why my breath is helping cool it. It also helps us know that if shards are coming up, we can see that it's still drilling through. All right, so from what JB learned is it's very hot, but it looks like we got a pretty clear hole. It's not as nearly centered as we were hoping,
But it's there.
But we made a hole nonetheless.
but there is a hole. Where there's a hole,
There's a bitch.
We know we ain't going nowhere. But hold on, this is not good. Oh shit, our arm's gonna be.
our arm's going to be at an angle. Because it's drilled down too.
Shit.
Son of a bitch.
We have to re-drill holes because when I measured it out, see, this is the fat part right here, and then it mirrors itself. Okay, so this is like, let's say, 1/4 inch this way, and this other side is 1/4 inch this way. So they're just, the holes are offset, so we got to re-drill it. Now that's a problem. That right there, though, this can be extracted by that.
So we can know your story.
right. Pretty darn
Or
good.
is it the way he fights every day? No, it's probably the tea.
Oh shit.
Now you're a now you're a
Hold on. Things are looking a little bit better.
Wade's new calculations, we're looking good.
Yeah. We're gonna
This will attach to the tripod.
This end transfers to the tripod, and this is gonna be a pivot. So, yay.
Now that we've had our setback pretty much fixed, we had Wade remeasure and drill 2 more secondary holes. This is going to be for, again, the tripod hinge. Right now we're just trying to figure out the tripod connecting piece. We gotta try to figure out how to get the holes to come through there, and that's what we're hoping.
I'm sorry, I don't think this is gonna work.
Okay. See if we got it.
But then let's go get something to eat. I quit.
What are you doing?
Well, you guys didn't break my drill bits anyway, did you?
Okay, so what we've gotten completed now is, you've seen tripod handle. It's gonna fasten there. And now, thanks to a brilliant man, we've gotten the adjusting arms taken care of. All you have to do is simply remove this pin. We have it marked off at 4, 5, and 6 feet extensions. You just simply pull out the pin and you can extend it to a 5 feet length or a 6 feet length. And then when you're satisfied with your length, you just put in the bolt and tighten it in.
We drilled a hole through these, and they'll attach to the main base like so to get those this way. And what we're going to do is we're going to drill through here to run a bar through so that we can get a handle, so we have our handle space, and then we're going to run another bar through down here so that we can have a counterweight. So everything works and is nice and smooth. So we finally got the hole ground out, and it took quite a while, and we're going to have to try to do the second one, but we finally got in there. It does go in. We are going to be able to use it for our weight part.
We're on currently on hole 2. This, I can't explain because I haven't been here. I haven't gotten to the good stuff yet.
Working on this, JB.
It's hard to say. Was it 4 or 5 now?
4 or 5 hours.
This is the hole for the weights. We ground out and finally got the bar through for the handles. Now we need to do the weights. Yeah, just about.
So basically we got 2 more holes from hell to finish.
And then to build the and then we need to build the basket.
We figure while one of us is working on the holes, the other 2 can be finishing up the basket, and we should be finished around the same time, hopefully. Because we want to go to bed at least before tomorrow.
Except for Wade. Wade has to work 4 more hours.
Let's try a different bit, because that one's just not killing it. You can see we got almost all the way through one of them, and then the other one's just kind of starting to crap on us, so we're going to try a larger bit.
Alright, so this is going to be the platform that our camera actually sits on. We found a piece that here in the shop that was actually pretty good, so we're going to use it, but we also wanted to test it out to make sure that there wouldn't be any splitting since it's kind of old. So if we test it out and it works, then we'll sand it down and make it look a little nicer. I don't think it's going to be a problem with splitting, so I guess we'll sand it down. I'm going to cut these 2 lengths of wood to run along the sides of our main platform board so it helps cinch in the metal pieces that form the basket.
Attaching the basket. Now the basket's made out of wood.
Yeah,
Alright, JB, how are you feeling now that it's finished?
good. We still have a little bit of technical difficulties to work out. I mean, obviously it's not on a tripod yet. We haven't worked out the tripod yet, and we're going to be counterweighting the platform and just kind of doing some stuff to make it look a little bit nicer. But this is a good first effort. We want to make sure it looks semi-professional.